Welcome, guys. Today we're going to be doing 8-2 over the mean, median, mode, and range. Hey, the mean is when you add up all the numbers and you divide by however many there are. So this said, find the mean of the technical marks from the judges. What I did here was I added all these up in my calculator, then I hit enter. You got to add them all up first. Then I divide by however many there are. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I divided by 7, I got 7.7. And then I see that this next question says, find the mean of the presentation marks. So now I'm going to look under presentation marks. And I'm going to add all these up and divide by 7 again. And I say 7 because when I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Say hi to Bubbles. Isn't Bubbles so cute? All right, let's add them up. You do it too with your calculator. I'm going to use my phone calculator, and I have 7.5 plus 7.2 plus 7.7 plus 7.3 plus 7.7 again plus 7.7 plus 7.4. 52.5 when I hit enter. And then I'm going to divide by 7. And I get 7.5 for the presentation marks. I already did the technical marks to keep this going. I have a feeling this is going to be a long one. And I'm happy to be helping you. My name is Jason Jacobs. I'm a 6th grade teacher, and that's my bunny Bubbles because I'm also a magician, and we do magic shows. So now it is asking us to find the combined marks or total score awarded by each of the 7 judges. Record your answers. So we're going to total these scores. Oh boy. So let's just do this really quick together. 7.6 plus 7.5, 15.1. And you guys do it with your numbers, and I'll do it with mine. And I just hit tab and it goes to the next one. All right, let's see if I got those totals. Yep, good. I mean, that question could be a pain, like if you added them up and then one of them's wrong and they don't tell you the mean of the total score. So now this is a very complex question, guys. Now we've got to add up all 7 of these total scores and find the mean. All right, here we go. 15. I got 106.4, and I'm going to divide it by 7. 15.2. All right, got it. How'd you guys do? Hope you got it. And next question. Man, these questions have a lot of parts per. So on this one, I did this earlier, and as you can see, I missed it. I think it's nice to see when your teachers miss something, and it's just so monotonous. It said order the data from least to greatest, so use commas to separate. I mean, there's a lot of room for error here. So what I did was I went through and I counted each one, and I see 4 ones. Then I did 2s. What I forgot was the 13. I somehow thought that was a 1 or a 3. I don't know. But anyway, order those from least to greatest. Go ahead and pause it and do that now. We're going to have to do it together with another one. Now the median. Now what you do for the median is I wish I could show you. Put your fingers up to the screen like I'm doing here, and you go like this until you get down to one number. Now let's count to see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15 now. 15 is an odd number. In an odd number data set, you'll end up with one number in the middle. If it were an even number of data set, you would add up those two numbers and divide by 2, finding the mean of the two middle numbers. So let's do that now. So I'm putting my finger, you can't see this, but I'm putting my finger on the 1 over here. I'm putting my cursor here. You can put both fingers like this and you come like this, like this, like this. I'm on the 4, I'm here and here with my fingers. Here, here, here. So my other finger's here and then my other finger's here. And then 3 is the median when you put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Now the mode is the number that occurs most often. Which number up here occurs most often? That's right, the 1. You can see that there are 4 ones. Now the range is the maximum minus the minimum. So 13 minus 1 is 12. Now what we'll work up to is finding the middle of the lower half and the middle of the upper half. So let's just do that now just for fun. That's the median. So we take the 2 and the 1, and I'm putting my finger here on the 1, and now I'm at the second one. And now I'm at this one and this one. So the lower half is 1. That's the first quartile. The first quartile or the lower quartile. And then I'll do it here on 4 and 13, then 10 and 4, then 5 and 7 and 6. So the middle of the upper half or the upper quartile or the third quartile, 6. And then to find the interquartile range, you would do 6 minus 1, which is 5. And that's coming up. So I was foreshadowing the 5 boundary values, which are the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the upper quartile, or the third quartile, sometimes known as, and the maximum. You'll need those to make a box plot, which we'll do later. Whew, did not want to do that again. Oh boy, another question. Let's see, guys. The students who traveled to 3 states visited 2 states during a vacation. Does increasing the 3 to a 5 change the median? If so, how? Select the correct choice below, and if necessary, fill in the box within your choice. So if we increased the student who, I got to read this again, traveled to 3 states. The student who traveled to 3 states visited 2 new states, so for a total of 5. So now this 3 becomes a 5 and goes over here, which would therefore mean that because this goes over here with the 5, because this now is 5, the new median would be 4. So yes, the median increases to 4. Whew, those questions can be tricky. What do you think, guys? What? Again? Does increasing the 3 to the 5 change the mode? Well, let's look back up. The 3 is now 5, which means that there are 2 5s. So no, it stays the same. The mode stays the same because there's not more. Remember, there was 4 1s in my example. Okay, did I finally? Okay, am I able to move on yet? Whew, that's a long assignment. Oh, whoops. All right. So order the data from least to greatest. Okay, so I'm going to look. I have a 1, a 1, and a 1. I have 3 1s. And you, of course, have a different example. 1, 2, 3, 4 twos. Three. Do I have a 3? I don't think I have a 3, do I? 4. 1. I have 1 4. 5. 1 2. 2 5s. 6. 2 6s. 7. No 7. An 8. No 8. 9. 1 9. 10. 1 10. 11. No. 12. 13. All right, the median. Let me count to see what we're working with. I always like to count my data set, see if it's going to be an even number or an odd number. I'm hoping for an odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Now with 15, I just know 7, like 7 on one side, 7 on the other. So a little hack to do is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'd be the 4 for the median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could also do the finger thing, which is highly recommended. Go like that until you get it. So I got down to 4. And then the mode, that's the number that occurs most often. I have 3 1s. I have 4 2s. I think it's going to be 2. And then the range, the maximum minus the minimum, 13 minus 1 is 12. And let's see if they have us change it. All right. The student who traveled to 4 states visited 4 new states during vacation. Does increasing the 4 to 8 change the median? If so, how? Select the correct choice below, and if necessary, fill in the answer box within your choice. All right, so we're going to change the 4 to an 8. Let me see. So this 4 was the median, so definitely will change to an 8. So it now goes over here, which then pushes this down. So it now becomes the median. So the median becomes a 5, I think. So yes, it increases to 5. All right. Does increasing the 4 to an 8 change the mode? Well, let's see. How many 8s were there? Well, there was no 8s, but there are still 4 2s. So no, the mode will stay the same. All right. We're getting good, guys. We're doing it. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. And if not, it gets better. I know it's hard. I'm a little sometimes you get a little sad and everything. Let's see here. What is the... Oh my gosh, Cooper. Oh, my poor Cooper. Cooper, come here. It was Cooper's birthday yesterday. He's getting old. He's 10. But Cooper, come here, buddy. I know that was scary. Oh, he was... Oh, so here, I don't know if you can see that. We have my stage light. And then Cooper was laying right on the wire, and this just fell right on poor Cooper. And he was sleeping, and it startled him. Oh, Cooper, I'm sorry. We're going to get you groomed here soon. Here, don't sleep on the wire. Okay, sorry, guys. Oh, what is the average low temperature? So we're going to add all these up and divide by 5. It's a 5-day week there. Okay. So the mean is where average means mean. Okay. They're constantly with questions. You're going to get that. Find the average. That means find the mean. So we have 38 plus 42 plus 45 plus 32 plus 43. That all equals 200 in my case. And then I'm going to divide by 5. And that's 40. So the average for me is 40. Okay. I bet this is find the average of the high temperatures. Yep, I was right. All right. So now I'm going to add up, follow my cursor right there. Those 5 numbers, those 5 temperatures, and divide by 5. 52 plus 56 plus 44 plus 49. I got 266, and then I divide by 5. Oh, we got more. What percent of the forecasted high temperatures is greater than 51? All right, well, this is important to know. We're only going to work with the high temperatures. 1 out of 5 will equal 20%. 2 out of 5 is 40%. 3 out of 5 is 60%. 4 out of 5 is 80%. And 5 out of 5 is 100%. So greater than 51, that's greater, that's greater, that's greater. So these are not greater. I have 3 temperatures out of 5 that are greater than 51. That's a good question. 3 out of 5 is 60%. And the hits just keep coming. The forecast for Wednesday is later changed to a high of 80 degrees. Without calculating the new mean, describe how this changes the mean temperatures for the 5 days. All right, man, I should have. So one of these changes to 80, is that what it said? For Wednesday. So this goes from 65 to 80. Who thinks the mean's going to go up? Yeah, it's going to go up. So because this increases by 15 to go to 80, so that's definitely going to increase our mean. So let's read these. The mean high temperature would increase by 3 degrees because the total increase of 15 degrees Fahrenheit is the same as an increase of 3 degrees on each of the 5 days. Ooh. The mean high temperature would increase by 15 degrees because a total increase of 15 degrees is the same as an increase of 15 degrees to the average. So that's definitely not it. Just because one of them increased by 15 degrees doesn't mean the mean would increase by 15. It might be the first one, actually. The mean high temperature would decrease by 15. No, it would not decrease. The mean high temperature would decrease. No. Okay, so I kind of get this one now. The mean high temperature would increase by 3 degrees Fahrenheit because there are 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So it would go up. The mean would go up by 3. That makes sense now. Very complex. Bubbles, we did it. Cooper's now sitting over here to the side of me. What is the average low temperature forecasted for the 5 days? All right, guys, you do this with me. So I'm going to add up these 5 and then divide by 5. And then divide by 5. 37 is what I got. The average or the mean. Add them up, divide by however many there are. And this one probably says the average high. 52 plus 56 plus 62 plus 42 plus 44. And divide by 5. 51.2 is what I got. Oh, okay. I really like what they're doing here. I'm just going to cut that off. What percent of the forecasted high temperatures is greater than 49? High temperature greater than 49. Okay. That one's greater than 49. That's greater than 49. That's greater than 49. These aren't. So 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 is 60%. Okay, so we got that. Now, the forecast for Wednesday is later changed to a high of 82. Without calculating the new mean, describe how this changes the mean temperature for the 5 days. So Wednesday went up. I'm remembering that it went up. So the mean high temperature would increase by 4 degrees because the total increase of 20 degrees is the same as an increase of 4. Yeah, because 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so that is why, because 20 divided by 5 is 4. So you're basically finding the mean of the increase. You know it's not the decrease ones right here. And just because the mean high temperature would increase by 20, just because one of the temperatures increased by 20, no. That would be like you scoring 100% on a math quiz and your grade going up to 100% just because of that. No, that doesn't make any sense. What term is used to describe the difference between the greatest and least values of a data set? Well, the maximum minus the minimum is the range. And for completion's sake, the mode is the number that occurs most often. The mean is when you add them all up and divide by however many there are. And the median is when you put the numbers all in order and you put them all in order and that to find the middle one. NARA thinks that since the data 05058 has a mode of 0, the data has no mode. Critique NARA's reasoning. Now, just because 0 is there, 0 is one of the data sets. So the mode is 0. It's not no mode. It is 0. So NARA's reasoning is wrong. It's flawed. 0 can be a data value. No, it can be. It can be a data value. A mode of 0 is different from no mode. Now, if no numbers repeated, that would be no mode. And if here, the mode would be 0 and the mode would also be 5, though. It would be 0 and 5. So one of the modes is 0. So 0 is just a data value there, and it should be used in calculating mean, median, mode, and range. What are the median, mode, and range of this data? Okay, so we are going to have to put these in order from least to greatest. Well, that's why I have this board here. So let me see. So do this in your math notebook. 2 zeros. Looks like I'm making a smiley face. 2 zeros, a 1. A 5. A 14, a 25. A 47, and a 58. Oh, good, guys. I can now show you. Oh, one thing I like to do is count. However, I can show you on here how I do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yes, this is an even data set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is a good example to show you. You're going to learn a lot from this. All right, here we go. Let me make this bigger so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and this 0 is not showing up. Okay, so you go like this. This is what I was trying to tell you before. Here, here, and look, we come to 2 of them, guys. And when you come to 2, I usually draw a line like that and then circle. What we're going to do is add those 2 up. So 14 plus 5 is 19. And now we're going to divide by 2. 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. So the median is 9.5. The mode is the number that occurs most often. In this case, it's the 0. See, they're really drilling that in with us. And then the range is the maximum minus the minimum, 58 minus 0. Hey guys, that's 58. Okay, we're doing it. Oh, what's this say? What in the world does this say? What is the mean number of ants for the 8 ant farms? Round to the nearest whole number. So with my students, a lot of times they make a mistake when they forget to round or something, or there's like fine print underneath here. It gets annoying. I sometimes miss it too, to be honest. So we are going to add them all up and divide by 8. So we can do that now. Here we go. Oh, good. I'm getting a bunch of dojos saying that these videos are helping the students. That makes me feel so good. I've always wanted to help people. That's kind of my mission in life. I think it's important to have a mission in life, and I like to help people. So I hope I'm helping you right now. Even though I don't think anyone's going to watch this, if I just help one person, that would be nice. All right, so we have 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 5 plus 14 plus 25 plus 47 plus 58. And I got 150 when I added those up. And now I'm going to divide by 8. That's 18. So, okay, here's what I got. 18.75. Now, that's the tenths. No, that's the hundredths. That's the tenths. And that's the whole number, the 8. And that's the tens. So the like $18.75, that rounds to $19. I always like to think of money. Wish I had money. This is why you want to go to school. What I tell my students is every one of these math problems you do is like you're going to get paid $5, but not now, but in the future. Because your education is just so important. It's really important. I hope you watch these videos and you're not just trying to get answers. You're trying to learn it, and we can learn it together. And really think, if your teacher gives you extra work, you should definitely do the extra work. This is your education. This is your future. You want to get really solid at this before you go to 7th grade. I'm talking like you want to be able to crank through this. Like if I say 1/3, what percent is that? 33.3%. If I say 2/3, what percent? 66.6 repeating percent, right? If I say 1/4, what percent is that? 25%. If I say 1/2, 50%. 3/4, 75%. Benchmark. You just want to, So do all the extra work you can. Ask your teachers for extra work because this is your education. You want to make a lot of money. And now, money does not equal happiness, but it does help. Okay? The real world kicks your butt. Just ask me. All right. Before he moved, Chet was a student at this school. If you include Chet's ant farm in the data, the median is 8. How many ants does Chet's ant farm have? Explain your reasoning. What the heck? Do you ever read a question just so what? Okay, before he moved, Chet was a student at the school. If you include Chet's ant farm in the data, the median is 8. So the median before was 9.5. So we're including Chet in here, and now the median is 8. So that means it would go right here, guys. The 8 would go right here. So that means his thing was 8. How many ants does Chet's ant farm have? Explain your reasons. So the farm would have 8 ants because, that would squeeze right between the 5 and the 14. Adding Chet's ants to the data makes an odd number of data points. Remember, at an even number, you'll add them up and divide by 2. With this number of data points, the median has to be one of the points. So the median has to be one of the points. Since, what are they wanting? Since 8 is not a value appearing in the table, since 8 is a value, it's now a value, but it wasn't before. What do they want? It must not be the number. It must be the number of ants. So it is now appearing, I think, the 8 is now right here, and it must be the number that he has. Please be. Okay. Well, it's good to see your teacher working through it. At least one of your answers is wrong. Which one? Use the new median. Okay. The farm has 8 ants. Adding Chet's ants to the data makes an odd number of data points. With this number of data points, the median has to be one of the data points. Since 8 is not a value appearing in the table, it must be the number. Okay. So in the original table, 8 is not there, so it must be what Chet has. This has to be it. If not, the computer's going out the window. Oh, good. I did not want to throw the computer out the window. No, I wouldn't have done that. I try to stay calm. But sometimes the math just gets me going, right? What about you guys? Does it make you frustrated sometimes? Use the data table to find the statistical measures. So the mean is what? Okay, so we're going to add them all up and divide by however many there are. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Bubbles, here we go. All right, 312 plus 336 plus 480 plus 392 plus 368 plus 336 plus 416 plus 552. And now we're going to divide by 8. And we get 399 is the mean or the average. So like mean, median, mode kind of represents the center. So 399 represents the center. Now, if you were to have an outlier, that's like a number that would be like under 100 in this case, or maybe 1,000. That would affect the mean a lot. And then the median would be a better measure. The median is, oh boy, now we got to put them in order from least to greatest. And we know that there's going to be 2 numbers left in the middle. So let's do that now. Make sure my light is starting to get a little dark. I've been making videos all day, which I admit I do like to do. The smallest number here is it 312? 36. Oh, another 336. That might be the mode in my case. And then 368. And then 416. Did I miss one? 392. 392. 416. 480. 552. Okay, so now you go like this. I kind of set it up where you could see. So we came between these two numbers. So we're going to add these two up and we're going to divide by 2 to find the average of those two middle numbers. So I'm going to take 368 plus 392. And I got 760. And I'm going to divide by 2. Okay. I get 380. Notice how 380 is right between there. For example, here, this is worth the price of watching the video. If I was between 8 and 10, what number comes between 8 and 10 if these two were in the middle? 9, right? 8 plus 10 is 18 divided by 2 is 9. What if it were like 6 and 14? What number comes in exactly in the middle of 6 and 14? 10 would, right? 6 plus 14 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So think of it like that number is now in the middle. And what number did I even say? Did I say 380? I forget. Thank goodness. The mode. Okay. 336, we said. All right. The range. Okay. We'll do the range. 552 minus 312. Let's do that. Maximum minus the minimum. 240. Well, we did it, guys. That was admittedly a long one. I even reduced the number of questions for my students. Now, this assignment originally had 17 questions. So I thought some of them were a little redundant, but man, hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.